remember being here in 2018 at this particular corner. I went to the Taco Bell and I ate over there, so I feel right at home. I remember all of this. It's raining, so I'm in McDonald's, not because I want to be, but because I can chill here for some time. And she just helped me. She just helped me order my meal completa in Espanol. I mean, it's the same thing as in America. Oh, I asked her for the typical Costa Rican meal or Costa Rican food, which she helped me find. So I'm gonna have a typical Costa Rican beef hamburger, cheeseburger, something like that. I think it's still salvageable. Jeez.
Decibeles Record Store, ubicado en Costa Rica, Alajuela. Tenemos gran variedad de vinilos, gran variedad de géneros de música. Puedes visitar en Decibeles Costa Rica, nuestra página web.
The year was 2018 and I had come to, well, let's see, I finished working in Saudi Arabia and I didn't want to go back to Los Angeles because I knew that what money I saved in Saudi Arabia I would use up quickly in Los Angeles, in America. So instead of staying in America, I took a trip down south, Central America, here to Costa Rica, because there was a job, a work-life agreement whereby I was able to live in the jungles of Costa Rica for free, as long as I agreed to work 4 hours a day. There wasn't 4 hours worth of work to do, but that was the agreement. And so for 4 hours a day, we'd be in the jungle, cook our breakfast, and we'd call ourselves doing some work. We were sweeping up the trails. The owner of the location of the land where we were, he held night tours because Costa Rica is home to the between 5 and 6% of the biodiversity of the world. So night tours were awesome times to find nocturnal insects and the like, and to walk the path through the jungle. But the path had to be cleared, so that was our job, that was our responsibility. And so I came to Costa Rica to chill out, and I chilled out in the jungle for 3 weeks. So that was important for me, for my budget, for the money that I had, and it was important to travel and see the world. I remember when I came here to this square right here, the Airbnb host that I was staying with for a few nights before my flight to the jungle, well, she was kind enough to take me around the city, and she brought me here. And I didn't know anything about Costa Rican history, but when she brought me here, I walked over to this statue, And when I walked over to the statue and I looked at the statue, I inspected it, I noticed that the statue looked kind of familiar. Not familiar in the sense of, hey, I know this guy, but familiar in the sense of, hey, he doesn't look foreign to me. He looks, how do I say, he looks African. And I saw his features in his face and I thought, wait a, this is a brother. And then I did some research and then I discovered, man, this is an interesting history related to Costa Rica. And this is that statue. I don't know. Maybe it was at night. Big up. Bless up. Bless up. So I was like, yo, here goes this dude. As far as I could tell from the angle that I'm standing at, he looked like I could see African features on his face, more so than European features. Yeah, I can still see it. I can still see it. It's still noticeable. And so this is the statue. This is where I was in 2018 when I first learned of Juan Santa Maria. And I was struck by his image of the statue, and I was struck like, yo, like, I was like, what did I say? I said, how come this guy looks so familiar? And so I did some I did a quick Google search and I discovered that he was of African descent. That's when I was like, oh, you know, no wonder. Yep. So that's my story about Costa Rica, 2018. You know, this is cool. And the brother just gave me a shout out. He said Rasta. Yep, just like I said, you know, here in Costa Rica, the Rastas get respect. I mean, Rastas get love and respect all over the globe, but they say Costa Rica, yeah, it's just the same. That's my story. That's my story about this statue, me being right here in 2018. Skate shop, Costa Rica. Juan Santa Maria, Costa Rica. African, half Indian or something, European, whatever. But he was the man.
¿Puedo grabar video?
¿Ah?
¿Puedo grabar?
Sí, claro. Voy a preguntarle a la jefa.
Sí.
Y yo sin las pestañas.
Gracias.
Yo sin las pestañas. Ah, ok.
Well, if I had to judge this cup of coffee, I'd say it's a little watered down, a little watery. I can't believe I actually had a really strong cup of coffee in 2015 in Peru, and then again in 2023 in Ecuador. So Peru and Ecuador have been some of the best cups of coffee outside of Ethiopia. Ethiopia, hands down. Every cup is just amazing. And nothing like this watery stuff. Yesterday I had a watered down cup of coffee at Starbucks. It wasn't the Starbucks of Costa Rica, the Hacienda, Finca, the Alsacia. It wasn't that place. Yeah, but it was from that place. The coffee was from that place. It's only about 6 or 7 miles away, but I have to pay for Uber to get there and get back, and it's kind of a chore. Anywho, we're here at Trigo del Miel. Yeah, Trigo del Miel. It's right across the street from the statue of Juan Santa Maria. Having some coffee and a cheese pastry. The cheese pastry is not sweet. The coffee I added some sugar to make it sweet.
Sí, horneada con cajera.
Señor, ¿cuánto cuesta para ir al Hacienda Alsacia?
¿Hacienda?
Hacienda Alsacia, Starbucks.
¿Dónde queda eso? Hacienda.
6 miles.
¿Pero por dónde queda más o menos?
Starbucks.
¿Pero por dónde queda?
¿Por dónde?
Que no sé cuál es la hacienda.
...21 minutos... Hacienda Alsacia, Starbucks.
Aquí arriba es
Sí.
San Pedro, San Isidro, no, Pepe. Pepe, para ver. Sí, pero porque no, lo que quiere ver es una cosa.
So I was walking around looking lost for a minute there, and now the guy who works at one of these whatchamacallits said you gotta go to Savanilla. So now that I know where I need to go, I just have to find the bus. So I'm going back to the bus terminal that I just came from. It's all good. At least he knew what I was looking for and he was able to direct me. So it's all good. Costa Rica, gonna take the bus. Gonna take the bus to the Starbucks. Savanilla. So I found an alternative to the taxi. Take the bus. Savanilla. That's where we're headed. And then from Savanilla, maybe take a taxi. At least get closer than far out. Five kilometers to get to this damn Starbucks. It's a long way. But if you go this way, well, they do have buses that come up this way and go down. So I feel some droplets. It might start raining. Oh, this is the adventure. Pura vida. Parque Nacional, 5 kilómetros. Pura vida. Pura vida. Here I am in Costa Rica getting some exercise. Walking to Starbucks. Trying to get to Starbucks, yo, in Costa Rica. That's what I'm trying to do. And I'm not trying to use a taxi. Shit. Hey, I got another walker. I got a friend. Hey, there she goes. I actually made so much headway. I don't think it's that much of a trek, actually. It's all good. Got this lady walking. That's what's up. Pura vida. Pura vida, preciosa, pura vida. Adiós. Que tengas un buen día.
pregunta. Ok, entonces ustedes me dicen a ver qué quieren llevar acá.
I'm the only one. I'm the only one at this farm. I'm the only one at this farm. I'm about to go out into the farm. Servicios. I need to use the restroom. I'm munching on some delicious what am I munching on? Dark chocolate covered coffee beans. Here's the little thingamajig right here. Oh, this is excellent. I just came from up there where I bought the coffee beans. They're not taking my bags, are they? They're not closing up shop, taking my bags and saying, fuck that dude. This is where the coffee beans are. This is La Finca. Look at them coffee beans, boy. Oh man, this is worth it. Yeah, I gotta turn around because there's so much, it's raining. But hey, this is what it's all about. Just come on over here, pick a few beans or something. Like that. Coffee beans. All right. Coffee beans, coffee, Costa Rica, pura vida. Lluvia. It's not too much, but it's enough to make you say, let me turn around. Let me stop being silly. It was pouring, it was just coming down a little bit, and I walked through all of this. I don't want to walk anymore, but I still have a little ways to go to get to Starbucks. So I gotta get my bearings here at this little spot, and then I must continue on my way. This is Doca, Finca Doca, not Starbucks. Not Starbucks, but it's close. Very, very close. Pura vida. Excelente.
Ya.
Hermoso. Wow. Wow. Alrighty, Uncle Gary, Randy, here I am at the Costa Rican finca for coffee in Costa, I already said that, in Costa Rica. Man, this is amazing. Look at that waterfall. So it's raining, and I took a bus and then I took a, what else did I take? And then I walked much of the way to get here to the coffee farms of Costa Rica. Ah, it's muy bonita. Look at this. This is really nice, really pretty stuff. Can't fly drones here, so that's out. That was the main reason for coming up here. I was like, I don't want to miss a chance to use the drone here. Well, they don't allow it. Only if you have a special YouTube channel and they give you permission and what have you. Look at that waterfall, my goodness. So apparently Cousin Cinda said that they burn their coffee here, Starbucks, so the coffee's all just commercial. It's not gourmet. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna try to get some coffee and a bite to eat, I guess. That's what all of this was for. So they have lasagna and soup. Sandwiches, oh, they go all the way out. Oh yeah. So if you want something nice, they have it. Empanadas de piña, pineapple empanadas. What's up? Lasagna de carne, ensalada de pollo. Ah, bueno. Expensive. This is really dope. This is really nice. Coffee grounds for the garden. That's what's up. Roasting beans and everything. The blonde roast limited. Welcome to Hacienda Alsacia, Starbucks coffee farm. Blonde roast, medium roast, limited release. That's what's up. That's pretty cool. Field notes, keychains are 9,000. It's expensive. I don't think you can buy only one. You have to buy a whole set. It's kind of cool. A pen set. Original French press. Expensive. Let's get some coffee, shall we? Yeah, I saw that down at the other location. Hey, what is that? So how do they take orders? We just sit down, they come and get our order, or what? We walk up here and tell them our order? So this is like the flyest Starbucks experience. So I can only imagine like the wealthiest, middle income, wealthiest families. He's got 100. He got 100 in cash. So maybe they're from the States. Maybe these folks are from the States. I don't know. So am I. Yeah. Man, that dude looked a little dusty, but he works here. What do I do? I just wait? Oh, you can't talk to anybody, man. Oh, there's no line or anything to. It's just dude. So basically the worst part about this experience is not having a nice car to drive up here, to drive wherever you want to go, and to arrive at this place in style, nicely dressed. A lot of these folks, some of them are well dressed and look like they just stepped out, stylish and stuff. Me, man, I came in here drenched in rain, water, shoes my socks are a little wet. I'm just like, But it's been an adventure to get here. Randy, you told me about this place. You told me Uncle Gary has been here, and I checked it out, and I definitely say it's worth, traveling to. But, being here all alone is all bittersweet. It's a good personal achievement to get here and to know what it takes to get here. Take the bus and then walk a distance, or take one bus I took the Sabania bus up here, but it doesn't come all the way up here. So anyway, this is one. I mean, I made it up here, so that's success. That's a success in and of itself. What else? The idea that people don't know good coffee and people are being sold BS sucks. It really sucks. I will say that if you want some really good coffee and you're in LA, go to Little Ethiopia and get some nice cups of coffee from Little Ethiopia. But also, if you go to Little Ethiopia, there's Paradox. Taka, Japanese dude, serves up wonderful cups of coffee. My favorite is the Ethiopian Yirgacheffe. Strong, rich, black, none of this Starbucks stuff. Shout out to cousin Cinda. She knows the process. She knows what's up. She knows the story behind Starbucks coffee and how it's a commercial venture solely. It's not about serving up gourmet coffee all the time. It's just serving you something with the taste of coffee. So, cheers to the coffee connoisseurs. I've had the best coffee in Ecuador, Peru, Ethiopia, and I'm gonna see what they're gonna come with in Costa Rica. Should be pretty damn good, but the idea that you have to come all the way to Costa Rica to have a really good cup of Starbucks coffee, that's a bunch of BS. So whatever, just waiting for my Clover. My Clover coffee is coming. Alfredo, Don Alfredo Sanchez.
Alfredo Sánchez.
De Los Angeles. Gracias. Abby just brought me some coffee. Got this bomb little cup here. This is the Clover. And she brought me some sugar. Clover hot. Alright. So when I was waiting for the bus to get here, I was like, what if the bus number is 109, 109? It wasn't, but it was like, damn, that would be some crazy-ish. There it goes right here. All right. Yeah, it looks really rich, really dark. I don't know, there's some sort of characteristic of it that makes me it almost looks golden, caramelish. Yeah, it's nice. The color is really nice. So. Yeah, it smells like some coffee. Pretty smooth, pretty rich. Yeah, this is a good cup. It's a pretty good cup right here. Excellent cup. Yeah, this is nice. Really nice. I like it. Yeah. Had to do all of that for a good cup of coffee, but it is what it is. You know? Oh yeah, that's really rich. Oh yeah. The after notes. Yeah, that's really nice. Mike. Alright, so let me go in about what I know to be the history of coffee. Alright, here we are in Costa Rica. It's a rainy day. I think it's a Tuesday. And so I've been to Ethiopia, learned a little bit about it. The history, the legend goes that in Ethiopia there was a a shepherd, a goat herder, and his flock. You know, they started eating these beans. They started eating these things off of the trees. These beans, yeah, you did. Started eating these. And he noticed after they ate them, he noticed that they started, jumping around, hopping around. This is the legend of how coffee was discovered. So when he discovered that this particular tree and these particular beans had this particular effect on his goats, well then, he took particular notice and he said, "What's up with this? What's going on?" So that's the legend. That's what happened. That happened in Ethiopia, hundreds, if not thousands of years ago. So after noticing the effect that these beans had on the goats, I guess particular care was taken with this particular tree. Particular is the word of the day. All right. So eventually someone somewhere down the line roasted the beans and discovered, hey, you can't eat them, or they don't taste very good if they're eaten, but you could roast them and then create a drink out of it, which is basically what we have today, coffee. And when this drink came to the Muslim world, first, I think it was in Turkey or the sultans or somebody, they didn't care for the drink. They thought it was like a drug. They thought it was, they thought it was a drug. So they outlawed it, they banned it, and they didn't want anything to do with it. And that could have been the end of the story. But after enough people, or the right people, imbibed the coffee, and they discovered, hey, it keeps you up, it perks you up, it keeps you awake, you don't fall asleep. That's when, I guess, the Arab world discovered the benefits of a good cup of coffee, which is, if it keeps you up, then for the Arabs, for the Muslims, Musulmanes, they can pray longer. If they're going to pray 5 times a day, they don't have to worry about falling asleep. You keep them up to pray, for worship. So then the idea of this drink changed. The impression that people had of it, it was no longer this drug that needed to be, banned, expelled, prohibited. Now, it was something that needed to be embraced for its benefits, its beneficial effects. And so that's what happened to coffee. It started to grow in popularity for its benefits, for what was beneficial. And then hundreds of years down the line, people are still consuming the drink that was initially discovered in the mountains, Ethiopia, by a shepherd, a goat herder. And then it was introduced to the Arab world, which is why Arabica bean takes its name from, the Arab world and the proliferation of coffee under the control of the Arabs. And then, of course, coffee made its way to India. But the bean that we're familiar with today is the Arabica bean. Now, even the style, the type of bean, the Arabica bean, today it still comes from Ethiopia. Like much of, if not, like 90% of all of the actual beans that are even grown here originally come from Africa, come from Ethiopia. The guy told me that they have a reserve, a Starbucks reserve in Kenya. They have a reserve in Kenya. I've been to the reserve in New York. And he mentioned some other countries, I think in Asia. I don't know. I forgot what he said. But that's the story of coffee. Now in Ethiopia, what I know about coffee is that it's a division of labor, from the planting, the picking, the drying of the beans, to the preparation of the cups. It's all divided by gender roles, and the coffee cup is actually prepared by women, only women. Now there are some parts that men can do, maybe drying out the beans. That's a portion of the process that men can do. But the final step of the presentation and the serving of the beverage, that is solely designated for a woman. So that's why when you go to an Ethiopian restaurant, they'll have the coffee ceremony, and a woman will preside over that ceremony. And she'll serve up some delicious, dark, rich coffee. Now, I've been to Turkey, but I've never had Turkish coffee. I hear it's thick and syrupy. I've been to Colombia. I've had Cuban coffee. Cuban coffee was really nice and rich, and it was organic, so that was an excellent experience. But by far the best cups of coffee I've had were those in Peru, Ecuador, and Ethiopia. Those are the three that come to mind. Cuba as well. That's the fourth. Those are the 4 locations. That's what I can say about coffee. Did that guy leave? Because I want to take his place in this chair and sit in the rocking chair. I think I'm going to move to the rocking chair now. They're playing the song by Willow Smith. I can hear it. Sounds good. It's called Wait a Minute. Man, I'm relaxing here. Leaning back here. Leaning back. Enjoying the view. Sipping on a delicious, rich cup of coffee from Starbucks. I guess this is a reserve. This is like the #1 reserve in Costa Rica, man. So if you like Starbucks, if you like the brand, you've got to come here. Chilla. So rich. Yeah, it tastes like Ethiopia Yirgacheffe coffee that I get from Paradox. What's up, Taka? You see that? Alsacia. This is your coffee is as rich as, if not better than this, my man. You're the man. When I come back to LA, dude, I'll be hitting you up. Taka makes a mean cup of coffee, bro. He serves it up. Yep. It's still raining, so I'm gonna have a doozy of a time getting off this mountain. They have buses, so I'll just take a bus down. I have to wait for the bus, of course. But these are nice surroundings. You can just chill and wait for the bus. Are these sparrows? What kind of birds are these that are flying around? Maybe they're coffee birds. Well, this is how I'm spending the last few hours of my journey to Costa Rica. It's been a doozy. Puerto Rico. What? First Puerto Rico, and then a stop in Colombia, and then where the heck did I go? Ecuador, where I had some delicious coffee there, just as rich, just as strong. And then Panama. Yeah, cousin Cinda's coffee was rich, delicious. And then finally, where the heck did I go? After Panama, I came here to Costa Rica. Yep. I saw some amazing stuff, from black sand beaches to natural water slides in Puerto Rico, to having an experience with iSee109, or I saw 109, the bus pass by in Quito, Ecuador. It's pretty fly. find it interesting that here in Costa Rica, I found a Korean school, or a school where Korean is taught. I think that's pretty interesting. And then I returned to the square where the Juan Santa Maria statue is located. I returned there. That was cool. It's all good. It's a lot of coffee. This is enough to share. Yeah, it's a whole hell of a lot of coffee. Shit, it's like a grande they serve me. This is way more than I'm used to consuming in one shot. Jeez. I like my tall and that's it. Hell, in Ethiopia they serve you, this rocking chair is moving. In Ethiopia they'll serve you a little coffee, a little cup like that. A little tiny cup. And it's strong. You can add some sugar. They have a little plant that they add to it. You could add some salt. There's so many different things you could add to it. Over here, they're just serving up, like heaping pots of coffee. They're changing the style of consumption, because that's way more coffee than I need. Shoot, I won't be going to sleep tonight. Man, that's way more than I need. But it's delicious. It's nice to have a strong cup like that. This is my second cup of the day. I think they say it's a diuretic and it suppresses the appetite. I don't have much of an appetite. All I had today was I've had orange. I had an orange. I had a banana. I might have had 2 oranges today and a banana. And then I had a little cheese pastry all spread out throughout the day. It's like 2 o'clock now, 2 or 3. It's 2:21 right now. So I had all that stuff spread out. And yeah, I don't have a huge appetite. I should definitely eat something. I might, a lot of people say Starbucks food is kind of whack. I'm surprised they serve lasagna. They have some lasagna over here. They have a nice selection. They have a salad, but the salad looks pretty expensive. 9,000 colones. I don't know what that. I think that's like $18. Maybe more than that. $20. I'm not sure. It is what it is. Alright, I'm going to sign off. Try to enjoy a few more sips of this coffee. And then figure out how I'm going to get off this mountain. So my adventures have brought me here to these beautiful mountains up here. Beautiful view. Oh yeah, and the dude who was sitting here before, he was sitting in the seat. Yeah, he's now behind me. He got up and walked away. So I stole the seat. He walked away and he kind of scratched his ass like some dirty, like a dirty, rude gesture. I'm like, yeah, well, take your butt scratched ass somewhere else. I'm taking your chair, buddy. And sure enough, that's what happened. I took his chair. He might be a taxi driver. I might need him to drive me down the hill. Sure is raining a lot. Alright, I'm signing out. I'm Don Alfredo Sanchez de Los Angeles, California, in Costa Rica. Adiós, adiós a todos. Nos vemos pronto. Yeah, so I thoroughly enjoyed my time here. The Texas Christian University team has shown up, and And it's gotten a little bit busier over here, so it's time for me to check out. And the rain stopped, so it's a perfect time for me to get to trekking. Maybe I'll walk down the hill back to the other store. Maybe, maybe not. But it's all good, yo. So, let me get my last shots in of the beautiful Costa Rica Starbucks store. Of course, I have to use the restroom. Of course. There it is. So, got the team in there.
Que así mismo yo me reí. Yo tenía 15 años.
Ay, 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 ay. Roberto.
I'm gonna go over there and take a picture of you to send them.
That's what he did it. The original.
Like, for example, look, I went from 150 some views to something like 40 views. Then right here, views. 821 right here that pusher.
Bittersweet, man. This has been a great little trip. Now I gotta go home. Gotta figure out how to get off this mountain. Hopefully there's a bus. We'll see what happens. Oh, look at the little coffee beans in the ground. Bunch of these little bad boys. These little bad boys. Coffee beans, bro.
No. Más bien yo vi que ustedes entraron allá. ¿Cómo les fue?
Muy bien. Nos agarró la lluvia.
Waiting outside of Starbucks for a few minutes, and then this taxi pulled up, so I jumped in the taxi. So I'm rolling with them. I had the intentions of returning to the coffee shop that I passed. Maybe I'll have to see them in a few years when I come back. So just letting them know I'm thinking about them. Here we go, right here. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Ese sí llega ahí.